If you didn't know it, the World Series is on. And the Red Sox last night went up 3-1. I just wanted to tell you that because they're my team. Been a Red Sox fan for a long time, and the Red Sox are really good right now. It's just one of the best teams they've ever fielded. And they've won a couple of World Series championships over the last decade. But when I first became a fan, it was not because they were this dominant team. It was because they were rivals with the dominant team, the New York Yankees. And what was frustrating about the New York Yankees is it seemed like anytime a team from St. Louis to Pittsburgh to Houston to LA, whenever a team had a good player, and that player's contract would end, New York would sweep in and offer them 3 times as much money as anyone else could afford and take them away. It was like they were the evil empire. Baseball changed a few years ago when suddenly there became a new analytical tool for looking at statistics and seeing the players that weren't valued very highly but could really contribute to a team. Those of you that are familiar with baseball, you may have heard the term sabermetrics, which is a part of all that, and people have a love and hate relationship with it. But it was the advent of that system and general managers who would look at players that nobody else valued highly, but they could see things in them that could lead them to victory, and they would put together teams based on that. And there's actually a movie that, in a dramatic fashion, paints the picture of how this came to be when it first kind of came into Major League Baseball at the Oakland Athletics, called MoneyBall. And I love that story because the general manager realizes that he's going to have to play against teams that have 4 times as much money as he does to buy all of the best players. He loses his best 3 players, 2 to New York and another to another rich team. And he says, I've got to find a way to get players that nobody else wants, but I know are good. And because he's able to see value in players that nobody else sees value in, he's able to put together a team that's incredibly powerful on a budget that's incredibly small. And the reason that I love that so much is because I feel like it's a picture of what we're doing in the kingdom of the Lord. Because Jesus came and he said, blessed are the poor, and blessed are those that mourn, and blessed are those that are used, and blessed are those that are abused, for of such is the kingdom of God. You see, what Jesus says in those verses that I just read to you in the Beatitudes is he says that the way that we see the world is absolutely upside down. And through the message of Jesus, through the message of the Beatitudes, he's turning it right side up. And the things that we value in this culture, the things that are sought after, the things that everybody clamors after, they're not that important. And what he's saying is the things that truly matter, nobody's looking at. So this major shift in Major League Baseball, it gives us this dramatic retelling, but it's what Jesus has always been about. You see, what Jesus does is he comes and he calls people who no one else would have considered to be the leaders of this movement, the church that Jesus was building, that was going to turn the world upside down. It was going to change everything. Nobody would have picked these 12, but Jesus could see something in them that no one else did.